Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Erica and I'm so glad that you're here for today's video because it is time for another tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make your very own beeswax food wraps. So in case you didn't know, I read an article the other day that said the average American spends about $75 a year on plastic wrap. That includes like the cling wrap that you put on like your bowls and leftovers in the fridge, or like your little Ziploc baggies that you pack your kids' lunches in, or you put little snacks in, or whatever. And that article was written a couple years ago, so I'm sure it's even more than that now because of inflation. So not only did I want to make my own food wraps to save money and not spend as much on plastic wrap, but also because I heard that there are a ton of super harmful chemicals within plastic wrap, and you're wrapping your food in that and then ingesting it. So obviously the healthier alternative is to use like organic materials to wrap your food in. So these wraps are made from 100% cotton and 100% organic natural beeswax. So these are completely fine to wrap your foods in that you're going to be like eating within a few days. I wrap like bread loaves in here, blocks of cheese, little snacks, or if you have like a bowl with like a snack in it or some like leftovers but you don't have a lid for that bowl, you can just put your beeswax wrap over the bowl and stick it right in the fridge until you're ready to eat that. So it's good for like fresh foods that you're going to be eating quickly. I wouldn't wrap raw meat with a beeswax wrap. I wouldn't put these in the freezer, and you can't microwave these. You can't soak these in super hot water. Anything that would melt the wax, you don't want to use it for. So it's more for like room temperature or cold foods only. Also, they are so much cuter than plastic wrap. Like you can get any color or pattern that you want. As long as you're using 100% cotton, then you're good. So instead of getting like little Ziploc baggies, I just made like a little pouch right here by just folding one in half and then folding the edges down. And then I could put like, you know, goldfish or whatever in here. And then I would just fold the top down and just hold it for a second, because again, that hand warmth kind of helps the beeswax stick. And now you have a little snack pouch that you can put a snack in for later. I also want to learn how to make my own, because when I first heard about these and I was really interested in getting some and I looked them up, I think like on Amazon you can get a small pack for like 15-20 bucks or something, and I knew that I would want some like large ones to like wrap my homemade bread loaves in. So I didn't want to have to pay a bunch of money to get a few wraps. So I knew that I would save money making my own and get way more for my money's worth. 1 pound of beeswax and 2 yards of fabric made me 18 different size food wraps. I got 4 of these extra large food wraps that are 18 by 21 inches each. I got 6 of these medium wraps that are 10 by 15 inches. And I got 8 of these small wraps, which are 10.5 by 10.5 inches. All right, guys, that's enough talking for me. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, guys, so for this craft, you're going to need a few supplies. First, you're going to need your 100% cotton. I got mine from Hobby Lobby. They were about $6.99 to $7.99 per yard, but I went when they were having a 40% off sale on all of their fabrics, so I did get mine discounted. I love that you can get any type of pattern or design that you want on your fabric as long as it's 100% cotton. That'll work. You're also going to need some 100% natural beeswax pellets, or you can use the bricks or the big blocks of beeswax, but you will have to shave that down. So if you're lazy like I am, or you just want to save a step, then get the pellets. That will save you some time later. I also got my beeswax from Hobby Lobby. This is a 16-ounce bag and it was $17, but I also got this while it was 40% off as well. But again, you want to make sure that you're getting that 100% natural beeswax. As you can see here on the package, it says that this is good for lip balms, lotions, soaps, candles. So this is perfect for what we're going to be using it for. You're also going to need a paintbrush to spread your beeswax layer later. And you're also going to need some pinking shears. Basically, these are like special fabric scissors. They cut through fabric so easily, but they have like these special little zigzag blades, as you guys can see there. And this just prevents your fabric from fraying later. You're also going to need some type of baking pan or sheet pan to bake your wraps on. I'm using this old pan that I use for like other crafts, but I specifically use this one for my wraps now. But I also recommend that you get some parchment paper because it will save you from having a headache cleaning and scraping off beeswax off of your pan. So to prevent the mess, definitely use some parchment paper, but I will show you guys that shortly. So I'm super excited to show you guys how to make these wraps. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Okay, so we're gonna start off trimming our fabric down. Now you can make these any size that you need them to. So if you know that you're gonna be using these for a specific bowl set, you can make them to the size of those bowls. Or if you know you're gonna be using them for various things like I do, then you can just cut various shapes and sizes that you need. So I'm gonna make, this is like what I would call a medium wrap. So I'm just gonna use my pinking shears to trim those edges. So you can see here where it cuts that zigzag edge. And again, this just prevents your fabric from fraying later. Okay, so there's our first medium one. So I'm going to continue trimming down the fabric and cutting them all down to size. Okay, so once you are done cutting down your fabric to size, then you are ready to bake the fabric with the beeswax on it. So you're gonna start by preheating your oven to about 175 to 200. I have mine set to 200. And then you're gonna put a piece of parchment paper down on your pan. I'm gonna start with my small wrap first. So you're just gonna take some of your beeswax pellets and you're just gonna sprinkle them all over the wrap. A little bit goes a long way. And if there are any dry spots, like we didn't put enough down, then you can always add more and just keep baking it. So this is all of the beeswax that I am putting on mine. As you can see, it's not a lot. So like I said, our oven is set to 200 degrees. I'm gonna stick this in the oven for about 3 to 4 minutes and then it'll be done. All right guys, so it's been about 4 minutes and as you can see, all of our beads are completely melted down. So now we are ready to take out our pan and make sure that there are no dry spots on our wrap. So while our wrap is still hot, we're just gonna take our brush and I'm just brushing off any excess wax that may be on our wrap and making sure all of our edges are completely saturated. Okay, and then you're going to carefully peel it off of your pan. It is hot, so be careful. And then I just hold my wrap and kind of wave it back and forth because it dries super fast. And you'll notice that it gets really stiff and kind of hardens just like normal wax would. And now this wrap is completely dry and ready to be used. Now, if you want your wraps to be a little bit softer, I heard that you can add a little bit of coconut oil during the baking process to make it more pliable and softer, but it's not necessary. You don't need to do that. So I didn't do that with any of mine. Now I'm just gonna set this wrap somewhere and then we'll continue to bake the rest of the wraps. Okay, and then I want to do this extra large wrap to like wrap breads and stuff in. So as you can see, this is way larger than my pan. So what you're going to want to do for larger wraps, you just either fold them in half or fold them in quarters if you have to. This big one, I have to fold it in quarters. So I'm just going to fold it like that. And I'm actually going to put a little bit of beeswax beads right here. And then I'm going to fold it over and put a little bit more on the top. After about 4 minutes, we will pull it out and we'll have to flip it over and add some more beads and melt it down again. So the large ones are just a little bit more work, but still not that hard. Okay, so our beads on our large wrap are completely melted down. So now we are ready to flip this over And I just like to fold it the opposite way. So I'm gonna start like that. I'm gonna sprinkle some more beads on this layer. And that's how you do one of the larger wraps. Alright guys, so I just finished making all of the beeswax wraps, and that 1 pound of beeswax pellets did make 2 yards of fabric worth of wraps. So I made 4 of these extra large wraps, and it also made 6 medium wraps and 8 small wraps. So you definitely get way more for your buck if you make them yourself. All right, y'all, that's where I'm gonna leave you guys today. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. If you did like it, please let me know by giving me a big thumbs up. As always, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop a comment down below. I would love to hear what you guys think. And if you're watching this video and you're not already subscribed to my channel, then make sure you click that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on my future videos. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.